Hello everyone, welcome back to Dakota's Political Circle, and today I wanted to talk about how Atlas Intel, which Atlas Intel is the most accurate pollster of 2020, has came out with their, I believe, final poll for 2024. If not, it is in the final stretch. Either way, I will be titling this the final stretch. So the most accurate pollster for 2020, as of right now, is showing a Trump electoral landslide win. So this is crazy because this is the most accurate pollster of 2020 and also one of the most accurate of 2022. So it was the most accurate of 2020 and one of the most accurate of 2022. So this pollster has not gotten it wrong in many years. So this is very, very important for Trump to win this pollster. And so far, he's been dominating with this pollster. But at the same time, this final one they just put out shows Trump winning 312 to 226 over Harris, winning every single state. And I believe the closest state out of all of them is Wisconsin, which is kind of interesting because I would think the closest state would probably be the state of Michigan or maybe the state of Nevada. But it is interesting to see a Arizona Trump 4.9, and then you got North Carolina +4 for Trump. You got Nevada 3.6, which is very surprising. And then you got Georgia 1.6, Pennsylvania 1.1, Michigan barely almost 1 point, and then Wisconsin is basically barely hanging on there. But it is a Trump electoral landslide based on that. The most accurate pollster of 2020 is showing a Trump landslide, which is incredible. And just to show you right here, the normal polls added to it, just to show you how the average is looking at right now. Nationally, Trump is leading by 0.3, so he's doing pretty well. There is a lot of mixed polling when it comes to the national polling because a lot of liberal pollsters, especially when it comes to Morning Consultant, and you got CBS there. So and also CNN. So I mean, and New York Times. Surprisingly, it's a tie. But Trump is leading overall when it comes to the national scene. And then we can go by each state, and I'll actually, I'll actually go by each state in general. So let's go by Arizona. And this is all adding the Atlas Intel as well onto the average, just to let you guys know that. So adding the Atlas one from the Arizona one is showing a Trump 2.4 average, which is massive for Trump. That is exactly what he needs to be able to come on top. And he's not above the margin of error yet, but it is a sizable lead for Trump in a swing state. So that's very, very good. And then looking at the state of Nevada, adding the Atlas Intel, it is almost a Trump 1-point lead, which I believe is one of the highest. Yes, I believe it is one of the highest Trump has had while Harris has been the nominee. So this is very massive for Trump, especially because of that very reason. I believe Harris came into the race around this point, so it is really interesting to see that come to fruition. So it's very good to know that Trump is massively gaining. I believe this is the most, yes, this is the most he's had since Harris got into the race, which I wouldn't count right here. That doesn't really count. I think more or less in this standpoint would be where Harris became a normal nominee and all sorts of stuff like that. So Trump almost having a 1-point lead in Nevada is very massive. And then there's the state of Wisconsin, which has the lowest one with Atlas Intel. Remember that. And remember with Atlas, it does. If you look at the RCP average, when it says tie, technically it's not a tie. It just doesn't show the Trump 0.3 because they average it out basically. So that's basically why it's tied in the actual average itself. I mean, in the on the RCP average itself. So it is a Harris 0.2, mainly because of this USA Today poll, the CNN poll right here, a Harris +6. So that's mainly the only reason Harris is really leading here, but she is hanging on by a thread, and the margin of error is around 4-3 in the state of Wisconsin. So Trump can gain massively in this state, even though the margin. And also remember, Trump always gains massively in the state of Wisconsin. And then there's Michigan. This is the outlier state here. a tie for Atlas, but the RCP average is saying 0.5 for Harris, which is still not great for her. It is very not great. Like looking right here, like she had a 1.7 lead a little bit back, and honestly, her doing this bad is very, very bad, especially when it's so close to the election. So a Harris 0.5, even with the amount of support she's getting in Michigan on polling, is something to definitely take a look at. And then there's the state of Pennsylvania, the biggest state out of all of them, is almost every single poll, including the Atlas poll, is showing a Trump lead or a tie. So except these polls from early October here. But I do think Trump is definitely leading in the state of Pennsylvania, which is the biggest state he really needs here. So him leading by that margin is very, very good for him. I know it's within the margin of error by a bunch, but this is still a big advantage for Trump here. And then we got the state of North Carolina. It is very much gaining with Trump, which is what I expected. It's finally starting to come around in polling. It's been very, very close for some odd reason. But Trump's finally turning it around, so it is a Trump 1.4 in the average, and most recent polls have been showing bigger and bigger Trump leads. Only one has showed a Harris lead. And then you got the state of Georgia, showing a Trump 2.6. Basically, the biggest, I believe the biggest one out of all of the swing states having a Trump lead. Almost literally every single poll except one is showing a Trump lead, and not a single one has a Harris lead. So it's interesting to see the state of Georgia is the biggest gainer out of all of them with Trump leading. That is such a massive thing to see here. So Trump leads in basically every single state except Michigan and Wisconsin. So if you look at the actual map itself, if I go to the no toss-up map, it is showing a 287 to 251. Trump would win in this scenario, but remember, Trump probably is going to gain massively in the state of Michigan and Wisconsin because he always gains every election. So this right here is probably not too far off. 312 to 226 is quite possible in this scenario, which is very, very interesting. Trump can have an electoral landslide and then gain seats in the Senate and the House as well if he does get that landslide victory. So this Atlas poll could be I wouldn't say that the numbers are accurate, but I would say the outcome is quite possible, especially with how everything's been going. But I did want to bring this up to you guys today because, I mean, it is the most accurate pollster of 2020 and 2016. I mean, not 2016. It is the most accurate pollster of 2020 and 2022. So it is something you definitely want to bring up no matter what, because it is a big pollster and it is showing a Trump lead. So that's very massive for him. And also the poly market odds. If you care to talk about poly market, Trump is also leading in those odds by a decent margin. So election day can't come soon enough. He's leading in so many polls as of right now. So it is very, very good to see that Trump is pulling it around and being able to get above Harris on all odds. And it is the first time Trump's really ever led when it comes to the actual election itself in polling. So this is something that's abnormal, but it's also something that's very, very massive for Trump himself, because he's never overestimated in the election. He's always underestimated. So him being up in all of these battleground states really goes to show that Trump can dominate this election no matter what. But I did want to bring that pollster up to you guys because of the obvious reason. Not too much to talk about left in this election. I believe my next video, actually this probably is the only video left that is not going to be a prediction video. So I believe every other video after this video will be a prediction video. So my final governor's prediction and my short I usually do, I believe that comes out tomorrow, I believe it comes out tomorrow actually. No, I believe it comes out today. It's the same day I'm posting this, I believe. But if not, it'll be coming out tomorrow either way. And then the next day, it'll be the Senate prediction, the final Senate prediction, then it'll be the final presidential prediction. And then the day of, I'm probably not going to post a video. I might post a YouTube short just to tell everyone to get out to vote. But I will be having my live stream later that day on election day. And I will be trying to do the live stream all night. I'll try my best to do it all night, unless the election gets called early, which would be very, very nice. I would be very happy about that. But I did want to tell you guys about that. So please tune into the live stream any chance you get. I will definitely be doing the live stream. I just got to get everything set up and everything like that. Because obviously my computer isn't too great, so I'm going to have to get a little bit of a setup here to be able to do all that. But I did want to tell you guys about that. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is the last video I'm going to be doing that's not a prediction video. So hopefully the next video I make after the prediction videos is Trump winning the election. That would be awesome. I'd love to see that. And that video will be very, very interesting because I'll be definitely glad to be making that video. Absolutely. And if we lose, oh man, it's gonna suck, but I don't think that's gonna happen. But anyway, guys, please get out to vote for Trump, vote for Republicans. Please check out my prediction videos when they come out. But anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.